So finally got Pixelbook Go. This laptop is a tour de force in laptop design, and it's definitely worth a buy if you can find one for $150 or less. All right, I have the laptop sitting in my lap, so apologies for looking down all the time. So some key points. Google did not make this laptop for consumers. Their target audience was companies, so that they could see what can be done with Google software, specifically in this case ChromeOS. The Pixel Go, like I said, tour de force in laptop design. You should definitely buy one if you can find one for $150 or less. Finally, ChromeOS is useful if you want a focused device for web-based productivity that can't do much of anything else. Okay, so some history regarding Google's ChromeOS devices. In the 2010s, Google had a few different hardware divisions that are dedicated completely to making devices that would legitimize their software. In turn, the strategy was, like I said, to make companies like Samsung and Motorola create better devices for use with their software. That way, their hardware design could compete with Apple and other companies that were making interesting products at times. So think Sony with their Vio line, things of that nature. Recall also, if you will, the Nexus line and the early Pixel phones. If you know anything about them, you probably recognize that the devices really did not exist to be bought and used by consumers. They're obviously open for people to buy them, but again, their target audience was hardware manufacturers to really take Google's OSs seriously. And they did not do this only for Android, they also did it for ChromeOS. Okay, now the lineage of Google's Chromebooks. For about 2010 to 2022, Google had a hardware division that was dedicated solely to making impressive devices that run ChromeOS. Through this team, Google released 4 premium ChromeOS devices that each accomplished a different goal. In 2013, there was the convertible notebook called Chromebook Pixel, and there's a second version of the same laptop that was released in 2015 with better specs. The Chromebook Pixel demonstrated that you could have more than N-series Pentium in a Chromebook. Then in 2017, there was another convertible called Pixelbook. The Pixelbook showed much of the same as the Chromebook Pixel, albeit with a slightly more refined design language. In 2018, there was a 2-in-1 tablet called Pixel Slate. The Pixel Slate, albeit poorly, showed that a Microsoft Surface-esque tablet could run more than just Android. And in 2019, there was the thin and light Ultrabook called Pixelbook Go. The Pixelbook Go seems to have effectively taken all the successes from each of its predecessors and in turn create what is the ultimate Chromebook. So now, what makes a perfect laptop? I'm often saying that I'm in search of a perfect device. Where laptops are concerned, this could take a variety of shapes and sizes. In a very particular order, the qualities that I most appreciate in a laptop are amazing battery life, impeccably designed hardware, monstrous specs, and great software. The Apple Silicon MacBooks are a great combination of all of these. It's a true Swiss Army knife laptop. However, sometimes you don't want something that has or does it all. Maybe you want a focused device for web-based productivity. In that case, you really only need nice hardware and a long battery life for it to be perfect. This is where something like the Pixelbook Go comes in. So what makes the Pixelbook Go a perfect laptop? Potentially, the key selling point of the Pixelbook Go, both then and now, is its hardware design. The team that designed this laptop kept it simple, and by doing so, allowed this device to excel. Accordingly, there are very few laptops on the market that compare to its level of design, and there are likely no Chromebooks that could ever hold a candle to this device where design is concerned. A few key features of this device's design include surprisingly little chassis or deck flex, very impressive, satisfying chiclet keyboard, a low weight at 2.34 pounds. The 13-inch M2 MacBook Air, for reference, weighs 2.7, and the 2015 12-inch Retina MacBook weighs 2.03 pounds. However, in the case of the Retina MacBook, it's in a smaller and tapered footprint that actually makes it feel slightly heavier than the Pixelbook Go because all the weight is not evenly distributed across the surface area of the device. Additionally, the device has a rather large battery. It's at 6,200, 13 milliamp hours, and currently, as a result of it being a ChromeOS device, the battery life is quite long. In my experience, I've seen about 6 to 7 hours on my unit. Furthermore, there's a very nicely sized trackpad that has multi-touch, and all this is accomplished within an incredibly thin body. It's not a complete slab. There are ridges on the device. You can see here the ridges. You can see how thin it is. It's very impressive. Single-use technology. The notion I would like to leave you with is a term I have coined and long used: single-use technology. The premise of single-use technology is essentially this: each device you have should serve one or two uses. But while this may be an odd concept, especially nowadays, if you want to get anything done and you're distracted by the tools you're expected to use productively, single-use technology is something you should adapt to and strive for in your daily life. Instead of using the Swiss Army knife combo of smartphone and laptop that has become so normal, you should instead get a dumb phone and a series of other electronics to accomplish your daily tasks. Need music? Grab a device that you can use for your favorite streaming service. Maybe it even has a DAC. If you need a type of paper, get a ThinkPad or a Chromebook that can do little else. An old ThinkPad, that is. Need to engage in creative pursuits? Get a workstation, desktop or laptop, that you promise yourself to only use for work. I go so far as to use the fewest number of internet service accounts on mine. Need to program? Get an e-ink display for your computer so that you won't get distracted by content like the video you're watching now. Need to take digital notes? Toss the iPad and instead get a books or remarkable e-paper tablet. By working this type of technology into your life, you're actually simplifying things. You're not going to remember the 50 reels you may have scrolled through on Instagram today, but you will remember the moment you made a breakthrough on a project that was important to you. Single-use technology allows you to achieve that without any workarounds, and the Pixelbook Go is a great starting point for testing out this distraction-free concept and lifestyle for yourself. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and come back for more sometime soon. This has been Jet Black. Thanks. Looks like you made it to the end. Thanks for that. You can find us here on YouTube at this channel and also on Instagram. Links are in the description.